Welcome to Living Off the Van. We're the Nolders, Henry and Sarah, along with our 3 kids, Nyoka, Kiana and Louie. We've packed up our everyday lives to travel Australia with no known end date. Watch and subscribe to Living Off the Van to follow our adventures and see all the amazing places we go.
Welcome to Living Off the Van. On today's episode, I'm going to show you our 200 series LandCruiser 2017 GXL. I picked up this car back at the start of December and it was completely stock, absolutely nothing on it other than a winch compatible hammer tone coloured Ironman bull bar. Have I changed out the bull bar or not? Oh well, I guess you just have to wait and see. I've put a lot of time and effort into this car to make sure it is right and ticks all the boxes that we want it to do for our trip around Australia. Sit back and enjoy what I'm about to show you, because it took me a very long time to get this thing organised, and I'm very happy with how it's come out, and I hope you guys get a little bit of a kick or some ideas. Probably there's one really good idea that I reckon will take off. I probably should put a patent on it, but anyway. So we won't waste any more time and we'll jump straight into it. Up front we're running with the Ironman bull bar, winch compatible bar, and 60mm side rails with steps. The reason for the side rails and steps was on the odd occasion I might find that we're doing sort of late night beach camping or cooking up meals just on dark or sunsets, and on the way back to the van each day or wherever we might be for the day, then just having that little bit of, I don't know, safety against ruse is always paramount. You just never know when you're gonna get one. But we've also got the Ironman snorkel. We decided to go with this mainly because the bull bar, side rails, winch were all fitted at the same place, and it was something that I wasn't really confident in screwing or drilling into my car. I'll leave that up to the experts. I don't like drilling into panels. 8.5-inch steady driving lights. Decided to go with those because a little bit cheaper than the 9s. I think they're nearly half the price, but still a really good light. I can't fault these driving lights. Large bandwidth unit and aerial. Combated with a handpiece inside. I decided to grab a 1200-pound winch in the fronty. I thought, given the weight of the van that we're potentially going to get, you just never know when you're going to need it. Kind of really made sense to go with that. And I really actually like the Ironman winch control or hand control. It's Bluetooth. You can also, if it goes flat for some reason, you can always still plug in it like you did the old way. Just a, I don't know, really nice, neat little setup. Up the front, we're running with a full bash plate system by Ocam. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with this bash plate system. It fitted straight away, no real issues. It was really nice and heavy. Towing mirrors. Now this is, I think, the first thing I put on the car. These are from Ocam. I actually really like them. They were really easy to fit up. You only had to really pull the door trim off. That was the hardest part, and a little bit like plug and play wiring system. Really highly rate a lot of the Ocam stuff. I wasn't really a big fan of buying a lot of stuff online in and around products I don't know, but yeah, I'm stoked with all the Ocam products that we have got on this car, and there's actually quite a few. I put a set of window shields on it. They are also from Ocam. Might sound like I'm spending a lot of money at Ocam, but yeah, they went on pretty easy as well. It's just a bit of remove stickers, and I'll remove double-sided tape and just line it up where you want it and press it on. Pretty simple, easy to use, and it helps out when it comes to getting flies out of the car. That works a treat. I wanted to run with Rowe 18-inch rims. The standard GXL rims were only 17-inch. I decided to get an 18-inch rim purely because I wanted a little bit more space between the caliper and the rim, inside of the rim, just in case we get ourselves into a few muddy bog holes, and just reduce the chances of build up. And GVM upgrades, we decided to go with it. We went with the Lovells GVM upgrade, combated with a towing upgrade as well. So this car now has a 4-ton towing ability. Those guys down there are really good. If you tell them your situation, what you want to do and how you want it set up, the best thing to tell them is exactly how you're going to load your car and what you're going to put on it from the beginning before you even go into the deep end and spend that sort of money. Like, it's a lot of money to do it, and you can make a mistake very quickly by getting the wrong kit. Upper control arms in the front, just to help with when you're towing down the road, it doesn't float and dance all over the road. So yeah, we went with the levels only because we wanted to get that braking, the BTC, so brake towing capacity, which is 4 ton in this case. Really happy with this kit so far. Absolutely no dramas with them. Boys down there were awesome. Go under the bonnet and have a look what's going on in here. You can't really see much, but there's a lot of stuff that's hidden. So we'll start with the catch can. It's a Provent catch can, AGM deep cycle, 110 amp hour battery, which is linked in with the main battery. Now it runs through a Red Arc BC to DC 12 volt charger. I went that way because I'm also running as the solar panel on top of the roof, which is 170 watt solar. Just seemed like a little bit more of a smarter way to go for the type of touring that we're going to do. Perth Diesel Performance breather kit. It was actually relatively easy to put in. Really good thing about Perth Diesel Performance is nearly everything that you buy has a really good set of instructions with it. However, it was actually quite difficult to put the transfer case and the transmission one in, because you got to put your hand basically right up on top of the transmission. Very, very difficult to get into, especially with me. I got quite large hands, and that's okay. It ended up going in. It took me a couple of hours to get that sorted out and fitted in nicely. Also from Perth Diesel Performance, we've got the secondary fuel filter system with a 5 micron system. The reason behind putting this in was that I'm worried that some of the places that we go to, all the remote areas that don't actually have a lot of fuel go through their bowsers, might have some sort of contaminants in it. So it's just a little bit of reassurance when you're off-road, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Like, there seems to be a lot of people touring around at the moment. I'm sure it'll be fine. The other really good thing with PDP from Perth was a lot of the kits that they give you or that they make for Land Cruisers is everything has basically a stainless steel bracket or user-friendly brackets, and even down to the compressor in the rear, like it fit like spot on. Like, a little bit difficult to get the screws and bolts and stuff in, but mind you, it's hidden away and you can't see it. Down the back I've got a Anderson lead straight off the main battery, 12 pin trailer plug, and also with the levels GVM upgrade I decided to put in rear airbags, and these are the valves that I use to adjust them. I only got them in there to adjust the ride height. While I'm down the back, I'll show you what we've got in the boot. A little bit going on here. We decided to go with O-cam double drawers with a fridge slider on one side, which is the driver's side. You can pick pretty much whichever side you want it. You can swap it over and probably take maybe half an hour. It's not that hard. But the main reason I put it on that side is because the way that it opens. So the angle fridge that I've got is a 38 litre fridge. I've had that for a very long time. I've probably had it for 10 years. I got it when I did my truck license as an incentive from the government. And I haven't really had any purpose to tour it till probably now. Have in front of the fridge a nappy bag for the young bloke. Just a heap of spare stuff in there, change of clothes and a few other bits and pieces, and a blanket. It seems like a good spot to hide it. And this whole section slides out, and with the door, it only sort of really just misses the tailgate, which is okay, that's fine. Down the side here, I've got a couple of bags with all the air compressor stuff and tyres and all those sorts of things. I do have a litre bottle here of oil, just in case I decide to check the oil one day and it's a little bit low. I've got some on me. But in this bag I have all my tyre pressure gauges, just a handful of ones that I had laying around and had the space to throw them in, so I did. This one here I use on the airbase is quick and easy to adjust and change, and it's actually really accurate. ARB deflator and a nozzle to blow out air cleaners and whatnot, because it's looking like we might get a caravan in the caravan. Here's something relatively new. Boss Air by Camp Boss 4x4. These things are really cool. You buy them in obviously a pack of 4, and you can preset these tire deflators to whatever you want. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but ranges from 5 psi to 30. And once you've got your range, so I've got them set at 20, and you sort of screw that lock collar back down, and they stay on that. They don't change. All you do is run around, throw them on every single tyre on the car, and by the time you get back to the first one, the theory is that it should be very, very close. And then I'll just check it with my gauges. So yeah, I thought that'd be a nifty little bit of gear to try it. I haven't actually used it yet, but from what I've been hearing and reading, it's pretty good. In here got a puncture repair kit, just in case I stake a tyre. I'm hoping that never happens, but you never know. Or just a dodgy valve, a few other bits and pieces in there. Also got 2 lengths of ARB compressor hose. They go well with the compressor kit that I got in here. It's a hideaway system by, I think it's Perth Diesel Performance on their stainless steel bracket. Got it hidden away in there. Best thing about this system is, a simple fact, it's out of the way, you can't see it, doesn't take up any space, everything is still there. The jack and everything for this car is still there, still accessible. Kind of a little bit difficult to try and wire it in and where to put the plug, and I'd actually wired in the compressor before I bought these drawers, and decided to put the on-off switch here for the compressor. Now I've pulled power out of the rear tail light, so you have to have your lights on to activate this switch. It is hooked up through the main battery, so yeah, you have to have the car running, otherwise you're going to run out of battery. That's pretty much all I got going on in there. Steady flush mount lights. Could not find any light online that I liked the most, other than the Steadies. I don't know, they're just a really, really good looking brand. They work really, really well. And these little lights here in the back, which I'll show you now, this one here is insane. Like, I think it's only a 10 or a 15 watt light. It smashes out light at night time. I might have to do one later on today at night time and show you. But there's 3 switches here. They're all hooked up independently. So left will do the one up the top here on the left hand side. Decided to put one up there, and there's also one on the right hand side as well. Inside the drawers, pretty stoked with how these have come out. I highly rate them. Like, I've never had drawers before, but I'm pretty impressed with these so far. So in the drawers, I've got tools, just a full bag full of tools. I've also got some ratchet spanners, heat shrink. It's kind of really, really hard to know what to take, and I've got a feeling that I've probably got a little bit too much stuff. Also in this drawer, I have the straps for the awning, and I also have a couple of pegs for the awning as well. I've got the spanner which undoes the hitch for the GVM upgrade or towing upgrade that I got. It's something that I've made very, very recently. Now, I spent a little bit of time on this. No, I didn't really. Spent about half an hour to an hour. Went down to Bunnings and bought a piece of timber. It's not very thick, not very big. Bit of angle line, and screwed it to each other at the exact width I needed to. Best thing about this is it's actually now a workbench. I can move this in or out doesn't have to be stuck there. I made another one, so I made 2 of them. Now, best thing about this is I can chuck the little gas burner that we've got to cook when we're on the beach or out in the bush on one side, and we can serve on the other side. So I know that's just a little cool little thing that I've decided to do. I nearly guarantee you now that I've done this, it'll take off. I probably should put a paint on it, but anyway, if you want to make one, go for it. That's how I did it. Just go down to Bunnings, grab yourself a piece of timber and some angle iron. I just used aluminium. It's really, really simple. Just get your measurements smack on right and it should jam in. I didn't really want it to be loose, because if it's loose it'll just slide up and back and wear everything out. I'd rather it sort of just get stuck in there. Now on this side I've decided to run with a bit of our camera gear, and also the cookers up the very, very front there as well. That, I don't know how long that'll stay in this side, and I might transfer some of this stuff over this side, but trying to keep this side as clean as possible for now. What else is down the back? Oh, I've got these little, which I never knew LandCruiser had done, but they've got these little storage areas here. But yeah, we've just got first aid kits in a bit of a spew bag. I don't know what's in this side. I think this is, yeah, this side's got the tyre changing levers and all that in there. That's pretty much it for the back. Inside the car we went with a Uniden UHF. The control box for that is in behind the dash here. There's a little bit of an area in there that I could fit it quite comfortably, and I ran all the cables through this quick release, so you know, if we decided that we don't want this in the way, you can just unplug it. It's nice and neat and tidy. It's also wired in with the headlights, so when the headlights are on or off you can see it. The other thing we've done is put a Apple CarPlay Pioneer head unit in there. It's better than the factory one. I'm yet to rate it really high, but it's definitely a lot better than what we already had. With the tyre pressure management system, it's I think it's a pretty unique little bit of gear. Like, I didn't even know that ARB made this product. Just happened to stumble across it in Bendigo when I went through the store. Best thing about it I've found is with the car, it works flawlessly. Like, it's an amazing piece of equipment. It's relatively not that expensive. I think you could nearly fit out a whole car for, this is a guess, somewhere between $400 and $500. Might be a little bit less than that, I can't remember. But apparently you can actually also get units to go onto your caravan, which I'm hoping for us is going to be a bit of a game changer, because I'm really worried about bearings and tyre pressures in something that I can't see or feel that well being back that far. See, driving a truck, you can relatively see what's going on with your tyres and your mirrors if you're on the ball enough, but yeah, like, really impressed with what ARB's done here with just a standalone unit. Even if it's just this unit's only really good for cars, it's a really good unit. If anyone's watching this that's not into caravanning, then I highly recommend this. Yeah, I'm hoping that if it saves me a tyre, it's paid for itself. So if I've got a flat or a slow leak and I don't know in the van or in the car and driving down the road and I don't really notice it and I just think it's the caravan pulling a bit funny or what it might be, then I've just saved myself about $500 a tyre, because that's pretty much what the tyres cost these days on the car and the vans. So I hope that doesn't happen, but if it does, I might be able to catch it sooner. So big tick there. Like, yeah, very impressive. That's a factory fitted red arc brake controller, and I've decided to put in a LED light bar, which is on the Pioneer flat platform. It's got some driving lights on the bull bar, and the auxiliary lights are these ones here. There's 3 on each side. There is steady light. That's just on. That's permanently wired to the battery. You don't actually have the key on to run that function. You can just turn that on or off if and when you want to. The grunt seat covers. Sarah picked these ones out online. They're really good. You can get in there with wet clothes on and they dry quite quickly. We've got some headrest iPad holders on each side, and the young bloke likes watching them. Okay, up the top here we have a Rhino rack, full platform. It's also on the backbone system, and I've got rock lights by Steady on the sides. There's 3 on each side. Pretty cool light. These ones actually change colour. Now, I don't think I will get those ones again, only because I don't think they punch out enough light. But in saying that, the main reason I got them was because they do punch out a reasonable bit of light. But yeah, the main reason I did get them was they don't just do one colour. So if we have an issue with bugs, I can change the colour to yellow or blue or red or green, or yeah, whatever colour I want for the day is what it is. Speaking of colours, I had them going during Christmas and got quite a few interesting looks from pedestrians walking around. That was pretty funny. Even the kids loved it. So yeah, don't hate them. It's just they don't punch out a huge amount of light. Right, up the top here we've got a 170 watt solar panel. I don't like these thicker panels. The only reason I've gone with this panel is because it'll run a little bit cooler and be a little bit more efficient. I decided to paint the edge matte black, satin black, sorry, and also the brackets as well, trying to maintain and keep that color scheme going throughout the whole build. You'll see here on the solar panel that I've cut to make way for the awning brackets, just so I can utilize the real estate up top and get everything spread out like it should be, but also make sure I have enough room for anything that we might need into the future. I don't think there'll be anything else. There might be another set of these go up, but I highly doubt it. With the Max Tracks, they're an olive colour. They got the Max Tracks quick release pins. These are a really cool idea. Like, whoever come up with these was pretty clever. And they are mounted to a set of K-on brackets, which mount flushly to the Pioneer platform. Small shovel, that T-bar at the front, it actually unscrews and you can have a full length shovel. It's held down by the Rhino rack quick release. Pretty cool little system actually. It's nice and neat and tidy. With the 230270 Falcon awning, these brackets are actually very decent. I was a little bit worried about mounting them just on this outer rail, but they seem to be holding up all right. If there's an issue down the track, I might consider sort of adjusting it. You can sort of, I'll see if I can, you can see up the very front how it's only hanging off that one bracket. Worst case comes, I might change that and extend it so it is running off this second rail here, which would beef it right up. But that's something that I am watching and keeping an eye on. And up the front of the Rhino rack, I've got a 42-inch steady light bar. That thing punches out an insane amount of light. I don't even really run the 8.5-inch driving lights at the front, mainly because I always forget to remove the covers off them. Nothing wrong with the lights down the front, but when they're all going, it's yeah, definitely a very broad visibility out the front, especially when you're driving around in the bush, slow driving, just to make sure you don't see any unseen sticks or rocks. Yeah, this light bar is really good. I don't get any, the way I've mounted it's really far back in there. I know a lot of you are going to ask me how I've mounted it in there. It's not easy. I spent a lot of time on mounting this light bar to this roof rack system, and I didn't make the brackets myself, but I kind of modified things a little bit. But I don't get any glare back into the car from this light bar at all. The only glare I get is a little bit on the aerial, but most of the time when I'm using this light bars in and around the scrub, that's about the only time that I use it. All the wiring, there's a couple of ways that you can run all your cables through into the car or down into where your batteries are to run all your accessories. I did get told by someone to just drill a hole straight through the roof and run it down through the car. I don't know why anyone would want to drill into their own car, especially when you're going to be around salt water all the time. It's just a good spot for water to go and rust to start. So that didn't happen. I've actually ran everything down the pillar here of the windscreen on both sides. I'll put up a video of the 23-270 awning. The decisions in and around this awning were only really probably simple, in that I wanted something that was a lot of shade and quick and easy to set up. Yeah, I've got a rooftop tent from 23 and I've been really impressed with how they have designed and made this specific awning. So yeah, the video I'm playing is in real time. It's really simple and easy to set up and pack up, and it's neat, tidy, quick and simple, which is the best thing. That's it guys for our 200 series build. Thanks for watching. If there's anything that we've missed, please feel free to send us a link and comment. Hopefully we'll have time to get back to you. We've been pretty busy moving out. Stay tuned for the next episode of Living Off the Van.